Shalom. I want to share a word of advice with us today. I read the book of the Wisdom of Solomon. The Wisdom of Solomon. I've also read Songs of Solomon. I've read Proverbs. I've seen the wisdom of Solomon. If Solomon was to be in our time, he would have surpassed people like Elon Musk that are inventing high-class technology, inventing things. But he could not tame his desire for women. And that was why he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. That means even if he sleeps with one woman per day, one in a day, he will not be able to sleep with all of them in 2 years. This is a problem. If you want to make it in life, tame your desires for women. Tame your desires for sex. Tame your desires. There is no sac in the body where you put pleasure and then it becomes filled up. And then you feel it that, okay, just the way you eat food and your stomach becomes full. There is no stomach. There is no sac for pleasure. The only gauge is your mind, is your heart. So if your heart is loose, if your heart has no gauge, and if your mind has no filter, if you are so receptive, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 17, Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 1:17, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. Let me tell you the testimony of Solomon in Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 10. And whatsoever mine eyes desire, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, even from the joy of women. He said, whatsoever mine eyes desire, I kept not from them. If his eyes see a woman and he desires that woman, he said, I do not withhold these things my eyes desire from them. And that was how he was able to gather 1,000 women. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about 100, 1,000. He was able to gather 700 wives. Listen, you can never win the battle against pleasure. The best you can ever achieve is a good slave. If you want to war against pleasure, you can never win his battle. You can never war against pleasure and win his battle. The best you can ever achieve is to become his slave. Therefore, put a gauge in your heart. Make a covenant with your eyes. Unlike Solomon, make a covenant with your eyes. That you will not look at a woman lustfully. Guide thine heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Do not be like Solomon. Be a man of self-control. Be a woman of self-control. Control your urges. Speak to your organs. Speak to yourself. That I speak to you. You can hear me. If you do not control your body, if you allow your erection to show you your direction, you will end up in a very disastrous way. I don't know how you live in your life, but You need to exercise a lot of self-control. The society we live in today is saturated with lust. Entertainment has been conquered by lust and immorality. Social media has been conquered. Even many of our congregations, many of our churches have been conquered by immoral dressing, by sensual dance steps. The things that those in the world were running away from, they were escaping from them, and they got to the church. They thought they would find rest, but there is no rest. They are excused in churches today, except a few. Nobody is going to save you from lust. Nobody is going to save you. If you do not save yourself, set a boundary for yourself. Anyone who will not control his consumption of sweet things will have a lot of health problems. Number one is diabetes. That is how pleasure is. No matter how wise you are, be as wise as Solomon, be as strong as Samson. If you have no gauge, if you have no self-control, if you keep taking in, and you don't have any willpower to say no to your flesh, you will end up in a disastrous way. No matter how great you are, no matter how wise you are, no matter how strong you are, control your pursuit of pleasure. Bring it under check. Check it. Control it. And if you have no self-control, cry to God. Equip yourself with knowledge. Seek help. Call upon God. Tell Him to give you the spirit of self-control. Do not lie down and say your own is finished. Do not surrender. People have been in worse situations than yours, and they were able to rise up and conquer their flesh. Try to listen to those who were once addicts. People who suffered some levels and types of different addictions. Listen to them. How they were able to conquer. How they were able to recover themselves. And follow their steps. The same God who did it for them. If you are willing and obedient, if you put in effort, if you do not give up, that God will also help you to recover yourself. The war against pleasure can never be won. You can't conquer pleasure. Except you use self-control, you will never conquer. If you want to go into the world and sleep with as many as you can, because you want to invade the world and conquer pleasure, you will only end up becoming the biggest slave to pleasure. May the Lord give you the spirit of self-control. Please share this video with someone. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. Biblical sexual purity. I am Brother Hosanna David. If you have any question, feel free to contact me, and the Lord God will see you through. If you have not given your life to Jesus Christ, please do so before it is too late. Jesus Christ is coming soon. God bless you.